emphasize to Timothy, telling him there would be difficult times under the cover of Christianity. He said, "You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly." Stay away from that. Stay away from people like that. I want to talk about these people for a little bit. These are the people who go to church every week. They may read the Bible. They're the ones who go to the right church, in the right neighborhood, socialize with the right people, and have the right social agendas. I'm not talking about anyone here. You see, I'm talking about the people who are making the religious agenda. I'm talking about today's version of the Sanhedrin. It would be fair to say that they are the religios. Religios means regarded excessively, sentimentally, or effectively self-righteous. The religios have a friendship with the world, which is hate for God. I guess you say, "Brother, what do you mean?" I'm glad you asked that. I'll tell you what I mean. You see, religiosity, or religios, this unfaithfulness, not wanting to give up one's own sinful lusts while holding to Christ as an atonement for one's sins, is referred to as harlotry, or spiritual adultery by Paul and James, while John states clearly that friendship with the world, the lust of flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is hate toward God. What God calls Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abomination of the earth, is the religious organizations riding on the back of the beast, a world system under the power of Satan. For a long time, the world religious system has supported a form of Christianity which has not brought people to a victorious life, but bound them to a man-made doctrine and religious authorities which have a form of godliness but deny the power there is in living a crucified life. Brothers and sisters, do we not see more and more clearly the false Christianity? Following the ways of the beast instead of loving God and keeping his commandments. and condoning the beast's immoral ways instead of turning to God and refuting them. Will you, if I had to choose a subject for the day, will you choose the great authority or religion? Will you choose the great authority or religion? We know that not everyone who calls Jesus Lord belongs to the kingdom. But those who do the will of the Father and depart from the lawless are Christians. We have to realize that it is those who have crucified the flesh with its passion and desires who belong to Christ. If you don't believe me, look in Galatians 5, verse 24, page 1800 in your sanctuary Bible. They hate sin and the desire to live a victorious life, pleasing God in every way. This is the season for change. God is calling all of us to take self-inventory and realize that we're not walking in the fullness of God. We must come to the table and eat the bread of life. We have a duty to preach the word that such people will not feel at rest in a harlot system. In these last days, God is opening the people's eyes to see the awful depravity of Babylon, the harlot, the beast. Some with all good intentions try to reform their peculiar branch of Christianity, to obey God rather than to follow the word of God as the reformers did of old. They experienced the same treatment from the harlot spirit as God's people in previous generations. They are silenced or excluded. The harlot is incurable. The words from heaven said, "Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people." I ask you again, will you choose the great authority or religion? So let us go out to him outside the camp and bear his disgrace. Let us go out. Hebrews 13:13, page 1864 in your sanctuary Bibles. Hebrews 13:13. So let us go out to him outside the camp, bear the disgrace he bore. What happened to Jesus outside the camp? Removed from human approval and expectations. He was crucified